think we've talked about what grit means to us as a business and the importance of that phrase. And one of the things that we've talked about is how Chicago as an entity reflects this gritty attitude. And so I think there's a whole mantra around Chicago grit, and the fact that we're all whether south side, north side, west side, we all have this kind of gritty mindset. And I think the brand can extend to every corner of the city, and we're really excited about where it could take us.
Hey everybody, it's social media producer Tom Barnes of the WGN Morning News. Chicago scene on the south side, talking to the founders of Grit Clothing Company here in Bridgeport, where it all started at Shinnick's Pub. Mike and Joe, they share a little ride along with me as we head down to their old stomping grounds at De La Salle and Shinnick's Pub on the south side to get a first-hand look, a day in the life of what it's like to run an apparel company in Chicago that specializes in all things south side. So that is the Chicago scene for today. Let's go and say hi, yeah? Back at the old stomping grounds, De La Salle High School on the south side with the founders, Joe and Mike. How's it going, fellas?
Good, pretty good.
I'm good. So you tell me how you guys first met, because I think that's kind of a good jumping off point to tell this story. Tell me how you guys met, and then how do you morphed it into a friendship and B, a clothing line?
Yeah. So Mike and I met as freshmen at De La Salle. We were playing baseball together. Funny story, Mike was a pitcher, I was a catcher, and Mike couldn't find the strike zone, so I had to help him out, frame a couple pitches. But yeah, that's how we met.
It's all about the catching and the framing. I know, I was a catcher in high school.
We fine-tuned it in the alley after the game, so we got to figure it out.
So you met back in '97, and then you guys have been friends ever since. You guys are still, you're Southsiders at heart, and that's kind of why you started this company, right?
Yeah, so the idea for grit kind of stemmed from the negative perception of Chicago, and more specifically the South Side. You're always hearing about all the bad things going on in Chicago, the violence and the crime, and I'm not saying that stuff isn't true, but we wanted to do something to focus on more of the positives, the hardworking, blue-collar type of attitude, the strong family values, the tremendous amount of pride that Chicagoans have in their neighborhood.
And that's the inspiration of some of the designs that you guys have for your clothing line, right?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that you hear from any Chicagoan is, hey, where are you from? Oh, I'm from, they usually reference the corner that they grew up on. I'm from Archer and Cicero. I'm from 35th and Wallace. And so when we launched the product line, we thought, okay, well, everyone associates themselves at a certain intersection, so let's create a design that's representative of that. And that's what we launched with our street sign collection, and the image of two intersecting Chicago streets.
And that's also kind of the antithesis of the name of, grit, right? That's South Side, right?
Right, yeah, that goes back to the hardworking mentality and working overtime, 2 jobs, just to get things done and provide for your family, send them to schools like De La Salle, and just hardworking attitude.
And you guys have done things where you giving back to the community. Some of the items that you've sold go to charities and stuff like that. Why don't you get into that?
Yeah, absolutely. We're all about the community we grew up in, and we knew that when we created a brand, it had to give back to Southside. And so a portion of all of our proceeds go back to the community. But we also do a lot of things in the community. We come back to De La Salle, we dedicate time, we volunteer. We also give to different local charities as well. So
you even made a shirt for De La Salle.
We did, yeah. We're proud of where we're from. We're proud of being from De La Salle, and proud of being from the South Side of Chicago, and we're happy to give back.
And you also are just recently started getting in the community at a certain place that White Sox fans know, which is kind of a big deal for you guys. Why don't you explain that little endeavor?
Yeah, so I'll let Mike weigh in, but the story I like to tell is I was a 10-year-old boy on the south side of Chicago, White Sox fan, and my dad would ask, hey, what do you want for your birthday? And I'd say, hey, just take me to Grandstand. I'll find something that I like. And so we're really happy to announce our partnership with Grandstand, where we're going to have items in their store available for sale. Because we're an online-only company, retail presence is very important, and we thought they were another family-owned company to partner with. And so we're really excited about having our product in their store.
You're gonna have a nice little street sign there, a little end cap. That's all gonna be all you guys, right?
They got us good placement.
They set you up nice.
They took care of us. Yeah,
they took care of you.
Yeah.
What's the all important? Who designs the shirts?
We're on the phone for hours trying to figure out, hey, I got this idea, and then I'll sketch something up, send it to him. He's like, that sucks. How about this? And it's just kind of back and forth. We do
It's
have
you guys primarily.
Yeah, it's kind of us, but we have a graphic designer who and a creative team. We're kind of all involved in brainstorming, coming up with different things. But yeah, the majority of the designs kind of stemmed from our ideas, and then we expanded on them.
But you get into real specific things, like where people will email you maybe an idea or something like that. You delve into that a little bit, right?
Right. So our most popular design is our custom intersection designs. We give the customer the opportunity to customize any intersection in the city that they want, along with the correlating neighborhood. So the customer just email us what they're looking for, what intersection they want in the neighborhood. I send it over to Jill, who's our graphic designer, and she makes it look professional, and then we throw it on the t-shirt and print it and send it out.
Here we have South Loop, West 15th Street, South State Street. I open up my template that I keep on file. Bridgeport, that's where I'm from, so I change it to South Loop. Change out this to 15th Street. Change out the street name to State, and that's Street, not Ave. Make sure it fits in there, get it looking right. Boom. Send it back over to Mike and Joe. It gets printed onto a hat or t-shirt, whatever the customer's wanting.
In true Southside fashion, you guys started up, you had your big break outside at a block party, at a pop-up at one of your neighborhood bars, and then you've kind of morphed into this entity that you guys are now, and as you're growing, you're incorporating other Southside businesses along the way, right?
Right, so a lot of our business comes from partnerships and collaborations with other local businesses and artists. So we're actually launching a section of our website to feature some of these other smaller businesses' products that they might not have an online platform where you could go and purchase their stuff. So we're hoping to offer that for them to, somewhere to showcase their product.
Right, and even one of the places we went to earlier on our date together was a hot dog place on the south side, right?
Right, yeah. So we've been working with Joey's Red Hots for a couple of years now. We create all the product for all their employees, and whatever they sell out of their hot dog stands, we make them t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, kind of whatever they need.
And even printing out on the south side, that's something that you guys, it's very south side. You have your own printing facility, not your own, but you source it out to south side printing
We
facility.
try to keep as much of it, in the local community. So, we do things like most Chicagoans do. We got a guy, we know somebody, and you follow that lead, and you find, that somebody owns a printer, or somebody knows a graphic designer, and so we just try to do as much as we can within friends and family and a community, and that's that way you're working with people you trust, and
Like those people back there. Drop it. So there's the other part of the brain trust. Wait, hey, walk with me, guys, real quick, since we're here. You do the social media for these guys, right?
Yes.
Say who you are.
Jenna Duddleston. I just love what they're doing. I do. And I say this because I think all of us can attest to it, and I even think
Bring your buddy over. Come on.
Come on. I
Introduce
think
real
this is
quick.
Jake. This is Southside Jake.
Southside
I
Jake.
don't even know what your title is in the company.
I'm Southside Jake. I'm the creative director of
we
Grit
go.
Clothing.
So you have something to say when it comes to the designs, right?
It's gritclothingco.com.
I should have asked him.
No, Grit's the best. What I basically do is try to help with online strategies, some like the bigger videos, and if we have a partnership, like we just did a big one with Lurie Children's Hospital, I try to get that out via the social media channel. So
Do you also have that? Are you in charge of the fancy video on the webpage that I saw?
if you enjoyed it, I am.
I did.
But no,
That
yeah.
was very well done.
Any video you've ever seen, I've probably done it. Any still frame or like independent content, she's probably done it, or Jill. So it's a team effort for sure.
It's a team effort and kind of a family effort because we are at kind of a pub that has kind of brought all of you guys together. Who wants something about the pub real quick? I think you should.
Real quick, yeah. I mean,
We're going to come back and do a proper Chicago scene, but
you're gonna have to. Shinnick's Pub has been here since 1938. It's been in my family, which is the Shinnick family, and it's just been a staple in the Bridgeport community and in the Chicago community. And I think we're just always there for our neighbors, and we've been there for Grit, and we know what they've done, and we saw what they could do and what they've been doing, and we wanted to help them in any way we could.
and that is that is as Chicago as it gets, especially with Jill right underneath the sign. How perfect. And P.S., thanks for opening up the bar just for us to do this segment. It's my first time in a bar in a year, so this is wonderful. Thank you, guys.
Of course.
All right, that's the full story of Grit Clothing Company here on the south side of Chicago in Bridgeport. TBarnas at WGNTV.com. That's Barnas at WGNTV.com if you have a suggestion for the Chicago scene. Until then, I'll see you later.